Society blamed him for a crime he never committed. Everyone rejected him and threw him into a pit full of monsters. But he survived. In the darkness, he awakened a power no one could ever control. Now he rises with others like him, with one goal: to change the world that had long abandoned him. The story begins in a strange and cold world. A little girl looks at her torn, stuffed puppy. She's sad. Her mother says, "Throw it away. We'll get a new one. If you stitch it, it'll look cheap." They're rich. Buying a new toy means nothing to them. The girl, who was attached to the toy, agrees to her mother's words and says, "Throw it away." The mother throws the toy down the trash chute with the rest of the garbage. The bag goes through the ventilation system and is picked up by a truck, which takes it to the junkyard beneath the city. As the mother heads back home, a strange man wearing a cloak watches her, filled with hate, because she so easily turned something simple into trash. A little later, the same truck enters the junkyard, and another man secretly follows it. A few minutes later, a staff member catches the man searching through the garbage bags. Suspicious, a guard points a gun at him and asks, "Who are you? And what are you doing here?" The guard says there's a trash thief in the city, someone who's been pulling garbage out and making the city dirty again. He thinks this man is the culprit. He sounds the alarm, and two more guards arrive immediately. The man throws garbage at the guards. Everyone gets confused, and by that time, he escapes through the vents. Just as he's about to exit through the back door, the gate shuts. The guards open fire. That's when he activates his hidden power. His speed increases so much, he moves like a ninja. A bullet grazes him but doesn't pierce. He escapes through the sewer system. Once things calm down, he finds himself on an empty street and speaks for the first time. "I'm not a thief. I only came to take back things that were never meant to be trash." Among them was that stuffed puppy. The next morning, rumors of the trash thief spread. Two women talk. "These people are disgusting. They're messing up society. They should be in jail." Nearby stands a man. Dirty clothes, a tired face, clearly an outcast. He hears them but says nothing. He walks away, toward the slum just a short distance away. He tells the people in the slum about the rumor. Everyone gets worried. "The police will raid us now." Then a girl named Shiva says, "I think it was Rudo. That red-eyed boy. He must have done it." Rudo is currently fixing the garbage he brought from his haul. Most of it consists of toys and accessories, which he might reshape into something new. Shiva arrives, but he doesn't even look up, so lost in his work. She walks up and says, "Risked your life again just to pick up garbage? You know how strict the city is about waste control? If they catch you, you'll rot in prison for life." Rudo responds directly, "This isn't garbage, it's the fake pride of those rich people who throw away perfectly fine things without a second thought. I feel bad for these things. What did they do wrong? That's why I bring them here, fix them, and give them to the people in the slum. Maybe they can actually be useful to someone." Shiva understands his reason but teases him a little. "Since when did you fall in love with trash?" At that moment, three of the slum's self-proclaimed elites arrive. The one in the middle makes a face and says, "Ugh, the smell is killing me. Shiva, what are you doing with this loser garbage collector?" Another bully kicks Rudo's repaired lamp and mocks, "What's the point of fixing this trash? No one's gonna use anything he's touched anyway." Shiva couldn't really understand the nonsense those three were saying, because to her, everyone was like Rudo, poor, unwanted, and dirty. But one of the bullies says, "We're not like Rudo. We can work hard and leave this slum behind." They say this slum was built for criminals, and all of us, Rudo, Shiva, the three of us, our ancestors were all criminals. Everything was going fine until Rudo's parents went on a murder spree. Since that day, the city people stopped seeing us as human. The bullies walk away. Shiva tries to lift Rudo's mood and says, "You're a good person, and you'll definitely do something great in life." Then her eyes fall on the stuffed puppy. Rudo, a bit hesitant, says, "I wanted to gift this to you." But just as she reaches to take it, her mother shows up. She angrily pulls her away and says, "Stay away from this boy." She drags Shiva away, and Rudo silently walks back home. When he reaches home, he finds Regto inside, the same guy who was listening to those two women in the city earlier. Regto teases Rudo playfully. "Couldn't impress Shiva, huh? I heard it all." But jokes aside, Regto asks, "How was last night's trash collection?" He adds, "You don't have to do all this just to earn money. You're still a kid, and even if we're not connected by blood, I see you as family." Rudo feels thankful and talks about how Regto adopted him when everyone else abandoned him. Since then, he's been his whole world. That's why Rudo says, "I do all this so I can repay you, even if it means collecting trash from the city." Regto notices a wound on Rudo's hand and realizes he was hit by a bullet. He immediately treats him and sternly says, "No more going to the junkyard." Rudo says, "This scratch is nothing compared to the pain his real parents gave him." Both of Rudo's hands have dark marks, scars from the past. Still, Regto says, "If the police ever find out who you really are, they'll send you straight to the abyss, the same place your father was thrown into." Since childhood, people have hated Rudo just because his hands looked different from everyone else's. But ever since Regto gave him gloves, he's gained a little confidence, the courage to move forward. Regto jokes again. "Go on, give Shiva that stuffed puppy, and throw in a kiss on the cheek as a bonus." Rudo obviously refuses, and the two get into a playful fight, like the loving bickering of a father and son. In the middle of all this, the same cloaked man from the first scene is standing outside listening to everything. His relationship with Regto is complicated, part love, part conflict, usually over the top. He holds Regto's hand and says, "Smile once in a while. Even if you're not happy, at least fake it. People won't know the difference." But how can he fake a smile when his eye is literally about to pop out? Something is clearly wrong. He pulls away and walks outside the house. He notices it's already morning. Wonders, is Shiva out here somewhere too? He heads straight toward the abyss. Says to himself, this is where the city's filth is thrown away. I don't need to go any further. But the abyss isn't just a dump yard. It's a place where not just trash, but people get thrown away. People society deems sinners, criminals, outcasts, the unwanted. He looks at the abyss and sees another criminal being thrown down into it. In that moment, he remembers his father. He had heard his father was thrown into this very place too. Not confirmed, just stories he'd heard. He hears someone's voice. Another person is about to be thrown in. He turns around. Shiva is standing there. The two of them talk casually. Shiva says, "Seeing you here today, that's rare. Maybe it's my lucky day." For Rudo, the view isn't anything special. The slum view is depressing anyway, but this place hits differently. This slum was built at the edge of the city as a reminder to everyone. Try to be a hero and you'll be thrown straight into the abyss. The funniest part, no matter how hard you try not to look, you'll always end up seeing someone fall down from here. Suddenly, Rudo feels a sharp pain in his body. He falls to the ground again and again. He thinks, is this happening because of the toy? He forces himself back up. His hand suddenly shoots forward. In panic, he shoves the toy toward Shiva and runs away. On the way, he runs into some apostles, 4 of them. It's not normal for them to be in the slum. They say nothing to Rudo, just pass by. But Rudo is confused. Why were they even here? He keeps running and reaches Regto's house, only to see a man trying to kill Regto. Rudo screams, but no one is around. He attacks the man, but the man shoves him aside. By the time Rudo gets back up, the man has already finished the job. Regto is lying on the ground. Rudo just sits there, frozen, not knowing what to do. When it finally hits him, he screams, "Rig too!" Rudo rushes to him. Regto, trying to save Rudo, yells, "Leave me! Get out of here!" But how can Rudo leave? To him, Regto wasn't just an uncle. He was family. Regto screams again, "You have to live! You're the one who can change this rotten world. Only you can do it." But Rudo can't let go. He holds on to Regto tightly. He feels like if he lets go now, everything will fall apart. Just then, the apostles arrive. The moment they see Rudo with Regto's dead body, they shoot without hesitation and say, "Found the killer. Arrest him." Rudo doesn't feel anger. He feels broken. He says, "Regto isn't dead. If we act quickly, he can still be saved." But the apostles don't value the lives of slum people. To them, everyone from the slums is the same, criminals. Rudo tries to explain, "Someone else did this. He just ran away." But the response is, "You're from the slum. People like you. Murder is expected." With no evidence, no chance to speak, they take him straight to the abyss. And in that moment, Rudo remembers his own words. A single moment can change a person's life. And now, he's the victim of that very moment. He's brought to the edge of the abyss, ready to be thrown down. People gossip in the background. That's the boy who killed his own guardian. Shiva hears it too. She's in shock. The person she trusted, the one she stood up for in front of everyone. Today, he betrayed her. She's still holding the stuffed puppy, the gift Rudo gave her. She lets it go and walks away in silence. Disappointment is clearly visible in her eyes. Rudo is hanging below, hearing everything, feeling everything. He realizes he was already judged guilty whether he did it or not. One thought remains in his heart. I'll make them all pay, but the question is, when? The apostles say, drop him. Let the abyss swallow another sinner. And Rudo, with a silent scream, is thrown into the abyss. Darkness engulfs everything. It feels like his life is ending. Voices, flashbacks, memories coming from all directions. But then his eyes shut. Suddenly, they open, but not to the world he knew, to a place full of trash, filth, surrounded by junk, a whole new realm. Rudo realizes he's in the abyss, for real, where not just things, but people get thrown away. Strange sounds echo from all around. Something is about to happen, and it's not going to be good. Rudo thinks, this isn't the abyss, this is hell on earth.